Katanya, menikah itu tidak hanya menyatukan dua insan manusia, tetapi juga dua keluarga dengan latar belakang berbeda. Untuk membuktikan argumen tersebut, saya akan mengobrol dengan pasangan Indonesia Colombia tentang apa saja benturan budaya yang mereka alami saat berhadapan dengan keluarga pasangan masing-masing. Oh iya, yang baru datang ke channel ini, perkenalkan, nama saya Evi, seorang anak Indonesia yang tinggal di Kolombia. Do you have any idea about Indonesia before?
No. When I was in UK, I have a few friends from Singapore. And friends from Malaysia, yes. So when we start talking, it was like, I was looking more like around the Philippine areas, because it's closely culturally to Colombia.
Yes.
But then we start talking, and I was like, oh, yeah, she's kind of nice, she's cute. So let's keep talking, and then I really start like researching. And I ask a lot of questions about that, because actually at the time I'm still studying, but at the time one of the modules I was doing in university at the time was cultural studies.
All right. So something that interests.
And actually, one of the reasons why I wanted to start dating Asians is because it started like an experiment from uni.
Yeah, so experiment sort of.
Okay.
But it was like but then I used my training from university to ask her questions. What are the values that you follow, and like the honor of your family, keeping faith, obedience to your parents. Those kind of things is still shared among Southeast Asian cultures.
Yeah, okay.
So for me, that was like I had a lot of questions. I have a lot of curiosity. Difficult because for her tribe, Dayak, and there is not a lot of info on the internet.
So I'm from one of a tribe in Dayak, because Dayak we have a lot of tribe, and then there is not a lot of information about my tribe in internet.
Okay. So it intrigues you more to know.
Yeah. And it's not a lot to read. Like if you read the Wikipedia page, it's like 3 paragraphs.
They're like culturally like different when you are approaching your date or your spouse between you guys.
The first time when I went to Bogota, so I was shocked when everyone tried to hug me, kiss me with their lips, like hola. And like you said, everyone called me mi niña, mi muñeca. Everyone's like, oh. It's like we had like engagement party.
All right.
So his mom invited his family, and it's like everyone tried to hug me, kiss me, ask me for dance. I don't know how to dance.
That's the problem.
The Colombian songs, right?
That's a problem for Indonesian mostly.
Funny thing, I was so skinny, right?
Yeah.
And everyone tried to give me a lot of food. It's like you need to eat this.
Yeah, because in Colombia culture, like being a little bit fat is like being healthy.
Yeah. I was like just like this, and they were like, "Oh, you need to eat this."
Yeah, and my mom was when we before we get married, like a few weeks before we get married, they traveled to Indonesia, and my mom said, "Hey, I want to tell you something." And yeah, mom said, you need to give Ari more food, no? If you plan to get babies, like fat with the like, okay, I will try to.
But isn't it like in the end it will be like the same like the Indonesian family, right? Every time we have guests in the house, so it is like a compulsory to provide them with food.
Yeah, so obviously in Colombian culture, families are very welcome, depending on the region, but in general, families are very welcome. From the guest perspective, you need to receive that food.
Yeah.
You need to receive that food, and you need to eat everything. That's part of the Colombian culture, because if you don't finish your food, it's like an offense for the head of the family, especially the mom. That she will get like upset because it's like, oh, you don't like what I cook. There is an expression in Colombia, el caballero repite.
What is that?
The gentleman repeats.
What does it mean?
So if the head of the family asks you, do you want more food?
You say yes.
You need to say yes. I want more. Is something that is very polite. You can say no, and it's not considered polite. But if you accept more food, it's very, very polite.
Okay.
It's like, yes, you are part of our family. Yes, that's something common.
Intermezzo dulu sedikit, kalau kalian pengen tahu seperti apa sih karakternya cowok-cowok Latino, tonton video yang satu ini, linknya ada di description box atau klik card yang bagian atas ya.
Before, there's a difference on how close families are. Colombia's family want to hug you, want to kiss you. In Indonesian family, I just hug my mother-in-law when I say goodbye.
Oh, seriously?
You can check but never too close to them. But it's not in the tradition in Colombian family. Tradition in Colombian families all the time. Okay. You need to be warm and touchy, and I understand that it's not easy for everyone. Yeah. But that's how families in Colombia work.
Okay. Since family is really strong, the family bond is really strong in Colombian culture. So if a woman trying to get into the family, if they are dating the man, the son of the mother will have like a certain it's not like a very like trying to protect the son. Do you feel that way, Mbak Ari?
No, his mom is very, very welcome.
Oh yeah, okay.
Even his mom is trying so hard because she cannot speak English.
Okay.
And because she know that I can't speak Spanish, and she took English class.
Yeah.
All right.
English class. Yeah, for her to communicate with me. So she's very welcome.
Yeah, and well, that's something of my personal story is like the previous dates that I have in Colombia were not that successful. So my mom didn't like them a lot. So for her, the difference between those girls and Ari is different. There's a person called by heaven and hell and heaven. It's amazing. So for my mom is very happy with her.
Okay, so
and I think that for any Colombian mom, the values of Asian families will be wonderful for them.
Like, can you give me some examples? Like, what kind of value that Asian has?
For example, I don't know how many years are you living in Colombia, but in Colombia, around at the end of the 80s, more or less, in general in Latin America, there was a loss of values from traditional Catholic values.
Yeah.
So people stop getting married.
Just living together.
Just start living together. And if you know, I don't know if you ever read the statistics of Colombia, but in Colombia, it's very close to more than 50% of kids are born outside marriage. For a Colombian family to one of her sons or daughters marry an Asian that is still hold values, regional values, like you need to get married, you need to have your sons inside your marriage, you don't divorce. And this is one of the things that my mom loves about Ari is how respectful she's with me, how well she treats me. The last October, my mom was here in Singapore visiting us. But Ari was still working in Indonesia, so she came just for a couple of weeks, then she needs left. And my mom cried when I left.
She doesn't cry for him.
She doesn't cry for me, she cried for him.
Okay, that's awesome. Maybe Mbak Ari, could you give like any tips for Indonesian? What do they need to do so they can be welcomed by the Colombian family?
Okay, it's maybe just a standard word. Just be yourself.
Okay.
So they can see you if you are fake it, because they're very warm.
Yeah.
You know, they're close to each other, so they can see if you fake your behavior in front of them. So, and if you make mistake, it's okay. They understand. You learn their culture. You know. So for me, just be yourself.
These Colombians are the Colombians really love to hang out with their families. Like if they have the time for hanging out, gathering, they will do it. So, Bari, did you have any difficulties to remember the names of the families of Mario when you visit Bogota?
Sometimes they have same name, right?
Exactly, that's my question.
Juan, everyone named Juan. Juan this, Juan Pablo, Juan.
Yeah.
Juan.
And we have Colombian friends here in Singapore that name Juan.
Juan.
And if the father's name is Alejandro, the son will be Alejito.
Yeah, because it's shorter version of the name.
Jorge. You know that?
Yeah, Jorge.
Jorge.
So my dad is Jorge. I'm Jorge.
Other than language, like what are other things like the cultural shocks, differences that you faced when you are dating and now you are married?
Yeah, for me, the biggest difference and the biggest shock was in Colombia and in general in Western countries. Once you finish your degree, you start working. You don't obey your parents anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Your parents don't hold a lot of authority over you if you want to go this or go to a different country or date where you want. There is no problem with that. Colombians don't have any problem. Colombian families don't have any problem with that. It's very independent once you finish your career. That's it.
Okay.
But it's not the case especially in Indonesia and in general in Asian cultures. It's not like that. In Singapore, it's the same.
Uh-huh.
Your parents still hold authority over you, even if you don't live in their house anymore. Even if you have your kids, you still need to obey them. So we have a little bit of trouble on that.
That problem, yeah.
Okay.
So the first plan was I moved to Manchester.
Uh-huh.
But no permission from my
family.
Parents. Yeah,
okay.
my parents especially.
All right. Mm-hmm.
And then we tried so hard, we start talking in 2015. It took 2 years for us to find a solution. So how? And then we find a solution that you moved to Singapore.
Yeah, the solution was moving to Singapore.
Why not Indonesia? Sorry.
Yeah, I moved to Indonesia for a while, and then I found a job in Singapore because it was not easy for me to work in Indonesia.
Mm-hmm.
So when we moved to Singapore, the situation was the same for a while. The situation was the same for like almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years. No. So we married for 2 years. Then this is like I will stay here for 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
That I moved to Singapore for good.
Okay. So
after 2 years of marriage.
Yeah.
I got the permission.
So actually, we're married for 2 years, and we have like long distance marriage for 2 years.
Oh my God! So
we visit each other once per month. I go there. The next month she comes to visit me. That was working for 1 year and a half until COVID-19 happened. So COVID-19 happened, borders closed, and I just see her for 5 months and a half.
Oh my God. Okay.
So for months and a half, I was just calls. Obviously, the advantage is like Singapore and Indonesia have the same time zone, more or less.
Yeah.
So it was not difficult. So the communication was a lot easier for us. But it was 5 months I didn't see her.
Oh, yeah.
5 months and a half.
Yeah.
I'm I should call it in English, PNS.
Oh, okay. Public servant.
Pegawai negeri sipil, yeah. So,
So you quit?
It's not quit. I took
unpaid leave?
Permit leave for 3 years.
Okay, that's good.
So after you work for 5 years, you can take it. But it's difficult for him because he know that for Indonesian family that they still have control. Like, you need to find a job here. That's a part of my family. My parent wish that I work as a
public servant.
Yeah. So then it's quite difficult for them to accept that I need to quit from that job. So we need to wait until I pass 5 years so I can take the permit leave. I'm very happy that he is so understanding that even though it's difficult for him to accept that I still need to, even now we are married, sometimes I still need some approval from my parents. What we need to do.
But is it like, sorry, if it's too personal, just don't answer me. Like, is it
Okay.
that really related to your tribe, or is just your parents?
It's related to my tribe, you know.
I got it.
Yes, we are like, you know, in Indonesia, right? When when people from Java, they can travel wherever they want.
Yes.
Right? There's a lot of people. There is Javanese people everywhere in Indonesia.
Okay.
Meanwhile, in Kalimantan, in central Kalimantan, Dayak, they're not like we don't have term merantau.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, we don't have. It's not common on Dayak people. We stay there.
All right.
We live in the same place. So even if in my like, how do you call that, in Kabupaten district, Kabupaten,
the municipality.
Yeah, it's not common for them to travel to live far from their parents. Like my sister and my brother, they have a house that built around my parents' house.
All right.
Or it's something like that, right? So yeah.
So how did they welcome Mario, like foreigners? He's not Indonesian, like he's not from Kalimantan, for instance.
At the first time, they say they don't want me to have any relationship with anyone outside Indonesia. Okay. But then I try to convince them, you know, that he's a good person and he have good intention. And then my parents say, okay, if he's serious with you, then you should come to our house. So they invite him, and I tell him.
Yeah, but the situation is like any visit from Manchester to Indonesia, it was too expensive.
Yeah.
So the situation for me was, well, I visit your parents, but let's get engaged anyway, because our plan is to get married. So okay, the visit is to get engaged. So your parents will see that actually I am serious on this.
And they're what do you call that? And they say that I can be with him as long I will not stay in Manchester.
All right. Okay.
It's to stay in Indonesia.
All right.
So we don't actually we don't tell them we will move to Singapore before we get married, right? So we just tell them, yes, okay, let's get married, and tell them after that we will stay in Singapore.
Okay. Well, so in the end, it took like 4 years to be like exactly in the same place all together, the two of you.
I think a little bit more than. No, yes, 4 years and
more.
Almost 5 years. Almost 5 years.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's really tough, eh? So, also another, what is the plan for you guys next? Stay in Singapore.
There's no plan that we can do into 2020. All plans gone.
No, well, what we plan to do, well, now as a married couple, we want to have kids.
Oh, okay, hopefully.
So we want to have kids, mixed kids.
Mixed babies.
We want to have mixed babies.
And my plan is taking my Spanish class.
Yeah, we're trying to. We're trying. I am trying to learn.
It's difficult. It's difficult because I don't have someone to talk to.
Hopefully, our plan is to apply for permanent residence in Singapore.
In Singapore. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that we can apply already, but we want to wait a little bit longer to have more more chances to get it, because it's not easy to get it. You need to show that you are like you contribute to the Singaporean society with taxes and with work, and that you are good standing foreigner in the country.
Yeah.
So
Hai, makasih banget udah nonton video ini sampai selesai. Nah, jangan sampai kelewatan untuk edisi berikutnya, karena Mario dan Ari akan menceritakan tentang proses menikah mereka yang berasal dari Kolombia dan Indonesia. Buat kalian yang punya pasangan orang asing, khususnya dari Kolombia, jangan sampai kelewatan. Nah, kalau kalian suka sama video ini, boleh kasih like, juga tinggalin komentar, dan juga kalau bermanfaat, boleh di-share di sosial media kalian juga. Sampai segini aja dulu, kita ketemu lagi di video-video berikutnya. Assalamualaikum, ciao!